What is up, guys, and welcome back to Forest Green Rovers. This is episode number 10, I believe. Yes, number 10. And it is also, if I'm correct in saying this, perhaps the penultimate episode of this season. We could already be done with season 1, which would be great. After this, there'll be like 6 games left because, like I said in the last episode, we're out of all the cups, so we've got nothing to worry about. Just playing games, just getting wins, and just getting out of League 2 and moving up into the big stage that is, of course, League 1. Ain't a bigger stage than League 1 in the world. But anyway, we have a few here today. Of course, the tough games that we've got to play. You saw the league there. We're still on top. We've still got that lead. And we're trying to build on it here. And we build on it early on with Ben Brereton scoring. I mean, that's just kind of a formality at this point. Ben Brereton opening up the scoring in his own special way. 1-0 after 4 minutes. Not really much more you can ask for from this youngster. I mean, I sung his praises enough in the last episode. He had 2 hat-tricks in the last episode, and he's now on 20. Well, he was on 25 goals then. I think he's on, what, 26 now? Probably. No, he'd be on more than that. He's on something incredible right now, and there we go. Opening the scoring early on there against Crew. Nothing much to worry about thus far. We move on a little bit later on here. Figueroa with the ball. Nice control. You're able to hold it on for some time. Brereton finds a gap, takes a shot, and just goes wide. Shame for Ben Brereton, but nothing that's going to hold him down. I mean, he has scored an awful lot of goals, and he'll continue to score for the rest of this season, I imagine. Crew get a ball in here, and it's a great save by Collins. The first time he was really, I guess you could say, tried in front of goal in this entire game. We move on here now. Start of the second half. Crew find a break in the defence, and it's in 1-1 early on. We struck early in the first half. They strike just as early in the second. They strike even earlier in the second. Got the ball from kickoff, ran, and we're right away back in the swing of things. The crowd incredibly happy about that one, as you can see. And a real chance here for Crew to pull off a big upset against us. Pulls it in near post as well, which I don't think Collins was expecting at all. But we went to strike right back here. Look at that run by Brown there. Past so many players into Figueroa. 2-1. Thank you very much. As quickly as Crew Alexandria were celebrating the equaliser, Forest Green, we fire right back and make it 2-1. And Figueroa goes and celebrates in front of the Crew supporters as well, which in League 2 will primarily get you stabbed, shivved, and the car you're renting bricked. So, smart idea there by Figueroa, but that's sarcasm. But anyway, watch this here from Reece Brown. Just gonna say this, watch this here. Okay, so there's one player, he's gone. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's passed them all. Reece Brown, goal. What a run from Reece Brown. What a goal as well. A one-man, just by himself. No one there to support him, no one there to ask for the ball. It was Reece Brown running the entire way. There was no one for him to pass it to. Brereton's heavily marked, and he just boots it in there. Keeper completely taken by surprise. 3-1, 10 minutes to go. Crew are still trying here, and they get a good volley here, and an even better save by Collins in response. We move on here. A few minutes later now. We get the corner against Crew. We're going to try and whip it in here. Try and seal this game. All sorts of kerfuffle going on in the box. Luke James is there. He knocks it in. 4-1. Brought on late just so Brereton could get a rest. And he also bags himself a goal as well. Very nice to see for Luke James, who, if Ben Brereton wasn't in the team, would be getting such a bigger run out right now. But with Brereton's goal-scoring ability and his stamina as well, it's kind of tough to keep him on the bench all the time. But a nice goal for James there, and there we go. We seal the deal, 4-1 against Crew. After they made it 1-1, it looked like it was going to be a difficult game, but it just wasn't. Just shut them down right away and went on to win the game comfortably, which was, I guess, well, we were looking for it, and I'm glad we got it as well. But this was going to be a very tough game. Notts County, who have been in the playoff. Well, not even the playoff, but, the playoff automatic promotion area since the start of the season, essentially. They've dipped all the way down to 5th recently, which is very worrying for them, and they're looking to try and bounce back here against ourselves. We're at home here, so we're looking for a big win as well to celebrate and to just show that we are ready to move on and show that we can beat title rivals. But Notts County were giving it to us early on. Collins brought into question with, I think, the first shot of the game. Good save, stayed calm, and we move on here. A little bit later now in the first half. Pass down to the left wing there to Lade. Into Heinz. He gets a really nice pass in, and he makes a run through the box here. Plays it down to Reece Brown, who is practically by himself. The marker outruns himself, and Reece Brown can knock it in for another goal. And it's a lovely assist. I think that's Heinz first since arriving to Forest Green. He just passes it across the box. Even though there's a lot of bodies there, that huge gap in the middle of the box just makes it easy for him to put that ball in. And now we're coming towards the end of the first half, though. Still 1-0 up. Things are looking good right now. Poor pass by Traore. Brereton should have done better as well. And now Notts County can get a counter-attack. Traore, again, makes a huge mistake. Dale Bennett now trying to stop the ball from going in. He makes a terrible challenge. And it's 1-1. Notts County equalised there with the header, and you see Bennett just slides in way too early. He's got all the time in the world. Lade puts his foot up, which I believe it was Lade also gave away a penalty before by kicking someone in the face, so it's kind of weird for him to do that, but it was 1-1, and it's very late in the game now. We're in the 80th minute. We're in the last few minutes of play. Brereton goes to the shot. Not there. Reece Brown scores the winner, and a second in this game. What a goal from Reece Brown. Ben Brereton almost continued his scoring tally, but it's Reece Brown who gets all the cheers. It's Reece Brown who's going to get all the chants as well. It's a lovely ball in here by Marsh Brown. Brereton forces the keeper out. Shame he couldn't put it away, but it's an empty net for Reece Brown to thump it into. And he may have just scored the winner for us. Notts County try a little bit later on here. Final few minutes of the game. Comes off the post. We try and get it out of the box here. We're failing desperately. We give up the ball again. They almost lose the ball. Saved by Collins. Cleared poorly. We finally get it out of the box. And we finally went on to win the game 2-1. It was a very scary ending. But we managed to survive. And Daddy ProJaked picks up another win. 2-1 over Notts County. And yeah, it was an absolutely just such a close game. Right up until the final whistle. I was very happy with how that performance went, and I was very happy with Reece Brown as well playing in that game. We move on here. Accrington Stanley. If there was a drop zone in this league, of course, in the League 2 in this game, then they would be crucially hanging on by a thread. In fact, I think they would be dropped. They would be in the drop zone. So they needed to try and get out of it if this were real life. But they're coming up against us. We're at their home, but it should be a relatively easy game for us, given the fact that we've been able to beat Crewe and Notts County just recently. Brereton here early on tries to get the goal. You can see we have a lot of emphasis on trying to score early, but we couldn't get it done there. Good save. Moving on here. They try and score early here off the bar. And thankfully we were able to clear it out to avoid that going in there for an early lead for Accrington Stanley. But Heinz here with a run, stumbles a bit, loses the ball. Figueroa recovers it on the edge of the box, plays it back into Heinz. He boots it, and that's Tobias Heinz. First goal for Forest Green Rovers. Took him a little while, but he finally strikes, and he finally gets the goal. And Figueroa bags himself another assist there. I mean, it's, he loses the ball, which is a bit of a shame, but Figueroa does great to recover it, great composure, just passes it off, and Heinz also with a great finish as well to get his first goal in the Forest Green shirt. Hoping for more from that guy next season. But we move on a little bit here. Second half, Ben Brereton tries again for a goal, but he can't get it. Saved by the keeper. And it remains 1-0. Move on a little bit later here. Ben Brereton makes a lovely run. That's typical Brereton goal. But he hits the post on this one. And Ben Brereton just cannot find his shooting boots right now. Trying desperately for a goal. And there it is. It's a dodgy goal. But it's a goal nonetheless. And he dabs for 30. Yes, that is Ben Brereton's 30th goal this season. Unbelievable to witness. Brereton here makes the run through, gets past those two players, lucky to recover the ball. It gets booted in off the player, but it goes down as a Ben Brereton goal. There it is, number 30 in League 2. That's probably, I assume that's a record, but easily that's a record. But you know what? We don't have time to dwell on it. We don't have time to celebrate it. We might be 2-0 up, but Accrington Stanley are coming back, because there's 2-1. 15 minutes left. There's still a chance for Accrington to get the point here. And this was not how we wanted it. We wanted to just we just wanted to settle down and just make sure these last 15 minutes were a solid one and we could just take it in the driver's seat. But there's not, the defense just shuts down here. Bennett, Bagayoko, everyone just forgets how to work essentially. And Accrington Stanley were able to start exploding away with opportunities. A few minutes later now, it's 2-2. With 5 minutes left, Accrington Stanley have equalised and are forcing us here to perhaps take home a point. What an absolutely just awful moment to blow a 2-0 lead. Such a comfortable 2-0 lead as well, with just 15 minutes to go. Sloppy in the box again. I don't know who that is. I think that's Jonathan Bennett, the youngster. Should have done better to clear it. Doesn't. And they pay for it, and now in the last minutes, Icavidi, they're completely overdone. Not Icavidi, sorry, laid, but playing to the back post. Bagayoko doesn't even do anything for the header, and it's 3-2 now. Accrington Stanley, in just 15 minutes, have gone from what looked like a dismal defeat to an absolutely outstanding victory over the league leaders. Ball played in across the box. Bagayoko, to be fair, he wasn't marking anyone, and we really needed to act. Cooper there makes a great run into Brereton. He can't get anything done here. He's trapped on the edge of the box. Finds a few spaces. It's Cooper. It's 3-all. Scared for a moment, but it was quickly shut down. However, a dismal way to end the day. Look at the control there by Brereton. Gets past 3 players. Cooper lucky to get that ball in. We come home with a 3-all draw against Accrington Stanley and only a point. But the good news to take away from this was Luton Town, Cambridge United, those 2 guys who are very close to us in the league, drew their games as well. So the gap stayed at its normal size, whatever it was. I think it was 7 points, maybe 9 points even at this point. But here we go. We got this game now against Mansfield Town. And it's not looking like a good start for us, to be fair. We're 1-0 down already, and we need to change things around. You can see we have still got a pretty strong lineup in this game as well. Heinz gets his second goal in the Forest Green shirt, but it's 2-1 right after it. Looking like it's going to be a tough defeat here to sit through, but Ben Brereton makes it number 31, and that will be a 2-all draw. Lade got sent off in that game, as you saw there. So coming into this game against Yeovil, we needed a strong left back. You know, we always need our starting left back, and he just was not there. And you can see it's a return of an old player, Christian Deutsch, who signed for Yeovil, and I believe 2 episodes ago has now returned to take on the team that sold him, aka me. So we've got to do well here. And early on, they get the kickoff. We nick the ball from them. You can see the trouble already, can't you? The kits are very similar. We took the away kit, and they are still so similar, but it doesn't matter because the passing precision of Forest Green allows Ben Brereton to score number 32 on the season. He's literally reached the stage now where he has scored as many goals as we have games. This is game number 40, and he's on goal number 32. He really needs to calm down at this point. Great work there by Figueroa to recover the ball, though. Jean-Carlos plays the ball in, and Brereton just needs one touch to put it away. And we just screw everything up in the 30th minute. Icavidi there slides in like a Mongol, and here's the real shock of it all. A yellow card for that challenge. And take a look in the replay, and you can see how this might be a bit of a surprise that it's a yellow card. The ball isn't even in the frame when Deutsch gets tackled. Yellow card. Top officiating there. Deutsch steps up to the spot. Will he score against his old team? He will. 1-all. And of course, because this is FIFA, loyalty doesn't exist. And also, he was probably really pissed off at me in the past. So he celebrates. And he kind of has every right to, but you were knocked out of the team for someone 10 times better than you. It's 1-all anyway off the penalty, and it shouldn't have been a penalty. I don't know why I clicked square. I was a bit of a numpty in that aspect, but we move on here a little bit later. Off the post. Oh, on the rebound. Guess who's there? Yep, it's Christian Deutsch. That's 2-1. Right place, right time for him. And just a few minutes after taking the lead, after equalising with the penalty, they're in the lead. Well, it's going to be another one of those days, isn't it? The draw against Accrington, the 2 draws in a row now, and we've just kind of reached that stage where things are looking good. I don't know what Evans was doing there on the left flank, absolutely nowhere near the winger, and he just puts the ball in very easily. But you know what? It's okay, because we'll have our own penalty back. Thank you very much. Jean-Carlos tackled down in the box, and that'll be a penalty with no booking. Great officiating here. You see it here. He gets the ball, but he gets a lot more Jean-Carlos before he gets the ball. So it has to be a penalty. Brereton steps up to the plate. Off the bar and in. 33 for Ben Brereton. 2-all just before half-time. What a mad, mad game this one's turning out to be. But Ben Brereton showing his worth against the former striker and showing that he deserves to be the starting man. We move on here, start of the second half now, and that was a crucial highlight to pay attention to. Nothing much goes on, but Reece Brown is down. He ain't getting up. And the referee calls over the medics. Reese Brown gets subbed off, and you'll see at the end of the game what the injury curtails him to be and how serious this is going to be. Subbed off, Marsh Brown is brought on at this point, and it's 2-2 still. Ball played into the far post, headed off the bar. Who's there at the right space at the right time? Christian Deutsch for a hat-trick against his old club. Absolutely just mental scenes, disgusting scenes. How have we let this man score 3 goals against us? And to be fair, a lot of the 3 of his goals, all of them haven't exactly been incredible goals either. You know, he scored 1 which was a penalty and 2 which were just right place, right time. That one though was Yeovil's best goal. It wasn't even Deutsch. It was a header from someone who I don't even know, just ran in out of the blue and knocks it in for 4-2 against the champions. This is a nightmare for us. To give up 3 goals against a man who we sold to this team has now made us pay for it by scoring a hat-trick, and now we're 4-2 down. He gets into a really good place here to head of that ball in, and we try here once again late on in the game. Oh, Figueira goes down, and that is another crucial highlight to pay attention to. Figueira played until the end of the game. We went on to lose 4-2 to Yeovil. Deutsch went on to pick up the match ball. Ben Brereton couldn't make it a third. But there was more serious news. Our loss was bad enough. Reese Brown coming off was bad enough. Figueira not getting back up was pretty bad. And you'll see the cause of it all. Figueira out for the rest of the season with a broken toe. And as if that news wasn't bad enough, as if losing our captain wasn't bad enough, Reese Brown is out for the rest of the season with a broken elbow as well. 2 of our best players in this entire season are out right at death's door. We are 6 games away from getting promoted, and we have lost 2 of the best players in the club. Now we can start to worry. We may be 9 points away from the playoff matches, but we can still choke everything away at the end. I'll end this episode of Career Mode. See you tomorrow for the finale for Season 2. Thank you guys for watching. Take it, guys, and ta-ra.